Hey, everybody, welcome back to Keep It Dirty, a podcast where my guests share their life living functionally, sustainably, and really the why behind their experiences navigating through our ever changing environment. I am Leslie Koval-Dowling. I'm a corporate speaker, and I'm really passionate about creating optimal performance in the workplace, which will have a direct effect on an increase in revenue and productivity through restorative health techniques. If we can't be our best version of ourselves, how are we going to um, display that and really be a good role model for other people, which trickles into our family, friends, workplace, our loved ones, our significant others. And yes, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Um, I think that it's pretty amped up with cards and chocolates and flowers, which is very nice, but I am going to escape and go down to the beach and just chill out, walk the beach, and enjoy the cold, crisp air of the Jersey Shore. So, what is it that you guys do? What do you do to just break up the monotony of winter? That's my question for you. Do you have a bucket list of things that maybe you want to do this winter that's attainable, that maybe isn't too expensive, things that you definitely can do, like maybe start getting back into yoga. If that's something, a practice that you did and you haven't done for a while, like me, I haven't been doing yoga for several years, so I want to slowly integrate back into it for the winter to break up the winter, and maybe change up your eating habits, your patterns, maybe starting a cooking class or just Googling, excuse me, Googling some of the things that you like to do when it comes to cooking, or being brave and trying different things. Like I'm doing a lot of different soups for the winter since I live on the East Coast. But what I wanted to share with you quickly are some of the things that I like to do. Um, so I love to support and try different organic coffees. So the one that I have here, see that? It's called Mocha Origins, Moka. And this one is a single origin Masha Farm, ethically sourced beans. It has hints of blueberry chocolate. It's actually on the light roast side. And this is from Honesdale, Pennsylvania. There we go. So kudos to all of um, the coffee roasters in Pennsylvania. I'm trying Mocha Origins. Actually, I tried it today, loved it. What I also like to do is, because I like to try to keep organic, because the more you can try to stay organic, the more the quality of the food that you're ingesting does not cause dysbiosis, because the chemicals, the dyes, all the things that you're seeing now that the government, thank God, is starting to ban from our shelves, and which unfortunately here in the US, there are still hundreds of things that should be banned with all the dyes and chemicals, even in not only our foods, but in our skincare products, which I'm really passionate about speaking into. But here, this is South Mountain Creamery, direct from the farm, non-GMO, and grass-fed, which is awesome. And this is it is from Maryland. So here's another one that's South Mountain Creamery, half and half. And I like to make bullet coffee. So you take about 10 ounces of whatever coffee you like. I like to have whole beans, then I have a coffee grinder. So it's like a little journey every morning. This is what I love to do. I get up in the morning, I have some greens, and I make a little bit of a smoothie with greens, maybe with dates and spirulina, or if I have kale, I'll blend that up. And the dates kind of sweeten it up a little bit. And then I'll make my bullet coffee. So it's a little half and half, maybe about 3 tablespoons of half and half organic coffee, which I'll blend, I'll grind the beans, then I'll make it in a French press, and I'll put about 10 ounces into a blender of the coffee, and then I'll put some ghee which is like, I would say maybe a little over a teaspoon of the ghee, not much. This is clarified butter ghee for people that are on YouTube watching this. It's Organic Valley ghee. And then I'll put a little over half a tablespoon of the organic coconut oil. And this one is from Spectrum Culinary, keto friendly, and it is organic. So you plop that into the hot coffee in the blender. I like to use, which is an anti-inflammatory, turmeric. Maybe I'll just put in like a quarter of a teaspoon or so, uh, which really aids in inflammation. And then I like to support the local farms, the bee farms. So this one is Wild Creek Bee Farm. It is pure natural raw honey. So if you can get it in its state, like in raw honey, it's healthier for you because it doesn't go through all these processes. But this is clover. Clover is pretty sweet. So you only need maybe a teaspoon in with your coffee if you're not doing a bullet, with a little half and half, or if you don't use half and half. And this is actually from Lehighton, Pennsylvania. And then what you do is you blend it all together, and it gets really frothy, and it actually helps in digestion. It just revs up your system, and it just gives you a jump start in the morning with the ghee, the coconut oil, the turmeric, a little half and half, a little honey, and you're ready to go in the morning. So those are the things that I really enjoy in the morning. And another thing that I like to do at night. Now, with my blood type, I don't, I could actually literally have, which I don't do, but I could have a pot of coffee at night and I could go to bed. I mean, that's just the way I am. However, I don't absorb and really, I'm not good with alcohol. So if I do have alcohol, I might have a glass of wine occasionally. Alcohol and I don't mix because I can't absorb the alcohol. So I get lightheaded very quickly and it's not worth it. So I like Miss Tea Serenity, and so at night it has spearmint, it has cinnamon, chamomile, which aids in just relaxing your body, the lavender, rose petals, licorice root, valerian, raspberry leaves. But at the end of the day, always check, because herbs are pretty powerful. Make sure this is Miss Tea. That's the name of the company. Always check with your check with your doctor if you're having heart palpitations or if you have low blood pressure. Like the licorice root, you have to be very careful with that. So I'm just giving you a little bit of some of the things that I do that I know is okay, and I'm very content. My body is very stabilized, but I always say err on the side of caution. Speak with your physician or other healthcare professionals before taking any medications or nutritional, herbal, or homeopathic supplements. That's really my advice to everybody. Also, I love goat cheese, and dairy I'm okay with. It's gluten I have to be careful because I start getting puffy eyes. Those are like the histamine. Like I could feel that my fingers start getting a little bit uh, achy, and that's from the gluten. So just be aware and be tapped in tune with your body. This is Mary's Crackers. And Mary's Crackers you could find in most of your health food stores, and also Whole Foods and other stores. I go to Kimberton, which is local, but Giant, any of the major stores now carry this. And it is gluten-free, plant-based protein, non-GMO, USDA organic. So just start reading the labels. I tell everybody, just make sure whatever you're ingesting, you want to make sure that your body's going to be happy with being able to absorb it, digest it properly, and that you're not going on overdrive with your body. Some of the other things I'd like to just go over would be sugars. So just be careful with sugars. Sugars it's very interesting because raw versus refined. So the refined sugars, they basically on a molecular level, cellular level, it is stripped from all its natural nutrients, and that is the refined sugar. So sugar depletes us from minerals and suppresses our immune system. Just remember that. It also increases the rate of us aging, and it has a direct correlation, sugar to heart disease, then fat to heart disease. Isn't that interesting? So start doing your diligence, start reading PubMed, start looking at articles that are um, uh, that might have more information on this if you're getting curious about sugar, how does that affect us? And also, wow, there's so many things that I could go over. But let's go over for a minute. I'd like to talk about some of the key nutrients of whole foods. So some key nutrients from whole foods. People say, well, how do you get your vitamin B complex? So some of the B1, how do you get B1? You could get that through sunflower seeds, Brazil nuts, which the Brazil nuts has a lot of selenium, which helps with our brain just to function. Pecans, millet, brown rice, lentils, B2. You can find that in organ meats, almonds, green leafy vegetables, yogurt. Let's see, how about B6? Tuna, poultry, and meat, particularly organ meats. And also, say, vitamin C. Everybody thinks, oh, juice, orange juice, oranges, papaya. Also, bell peppers and broccoli and Brussels sprouts is a great way to get our vitamin C. Instead of always popping supplements, try to start eating healthier, which will help aid in absorption. And let's see. Oh, so let's talk about sugars. Reading the labels, right? So aspartame, which you can find in NutraSweet, Equal, it does have a direct effect on the brain, and which is associated with, and there are studies out there that show it has a direct effect with Parkinson's, brain tumors linked with digestive disturbances. So really start checking the labels. Look into the diet sodas, low fat products. People think, oh, it's low fat, or it's 2% milk. Well, sometimes that they add certain things to it that actually it's better off just going more natural with whole milk and just being very cognizant of just having the one serving instead of overloading on things. Also sucralose, which you find in Splenda. It's made from chlorinating sugar, which is crazy, right? So it's chlorine consumption, and that causes immune imbalance. It suppresses our immune system. It affects the blood, the heart, respiratory system of lab animals. Isn't that crazy? So a lot of like Splenda and a lot of these have been taken off the European shelves, which you could still find here in good old US. So just be very careful. And also Sweet and Low. It's banned in Canada back in 1977. It was found to increase animal risk of bladder cancer. So the FDA used to require warning labels on foods that contain saccharin, but the food industry lobbyists reversed these requirements. And this is literature taken from the school I went to, Functional Nutrition Lab. It's pretty eye-opening, but I'm hoping with changes that are made to our government, that these will start being really seriously looked into, because our whole our society is so compromised and our health is in ill repair, and it's really affecting the younger generations. And people are not, they just assume, well, if it's on the shelves, it's healthy. No, we're living in another world. You have to be your own advocate. So just remember that. And also, when it comes to fats, so low heat, you should always cook olive oil in low heat. Oils that you could cook at a higher heat is ghee, coconut oil, avocado oil. And trans fats are actually unnatural substances. Some of the polyunsaturated fats would be flax, hemp, chia. So just remember, there is a domino effect of mass-produced meat markets that do not allow cattle to graze and feed off of Mother Earth. So there is a higher level of omega-6. We're very deplete in omega-3s, and it's really a vicious cycle. They're injected with hormones, antibiotics, and then it's passed on to us. So think about it. Doesn't that make sense? People say, well, I want to save money. So you go and you think, oh, it's a perfect piece of meat. It looks great, but it's injected with these hormones and antibiotics. And then what are we doing? We're eating that, and it's causing an imbalance, which is dysbiosis in our gut. So that's a domino effect. Just be more cognizant of that. If there's organic meat on sale, maybe put that in the freezer and within 6 months use it. So there are many ways to just be a little bit ahead of the game. So with that, I want to wish everybody happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy your weekend. It falls on a Friday here. And just take time out for yourself. And maybe start journaling, start writing things down that maybe, life goes by so quickly, things that you really want to do and the goals that you want to pursue at whatever age. You're never too old or young to do what you really want to do. What are your passions? Because that could actually trickle into something that can be a career. So look at your options, start getting involved in the community, start getting active with different things, and do the things that you're passionate about. Maybe years ago you used to be in the band, in high school, or you loved an instrument that you haven't played for in years. So why not start again, right? We're never too old to do that. And again, if you ever have any questions, you want to see me speak into something, I'm just going to try to speak into seasonal things that I do, to biohack, to really just stay in optimal health and feel good about myself mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I will definitely share that with you. And I have some really awesome guests that will be on my show over the next couple of months. So thank you for everybody supporting my show. And remember, ground with Mother Earth. And also, keep it dirty. Take care.